Brian Bohlke here from San Antonio, Texas. Let me first of all be the first to say welcome out to our webinar this evening. I'm calling in right here from my home office at my borrowed home here in San Antonio, Texas. And I'm excited that you guys are on the webinar with us tonight. I'm going to be covering something this evening that came into my life over a decade ago, which is crazy to think. But this information drastically changed the outlook, the perspective on my life, on my family's life, how I viewed money, how I viewed time. And I want to share with you guys some of those experiences that I've had over the last almost 14 years now. And tonight I'm going to introduce you to the company of USANA, obviously, but it's more than that. And it's much more important than that. My concept and my goal this evening is to help open up your mind and give you a different perspective on maybe what you're currently doing in life. I know a lot of times when I meet with people, if you're anything like I was 14 years ago, you were in a situation, maybe you are today, where finances aren't maybe where you want them to be. Or maybe you don't have all the time that you want. Maybe you're not spending enough time with your kids or with your wife or your husband. Maybe you're not getting to do and enjoy the things that you want to do with your life. Maybe you want to travel more. Whatever the case might be, if you're anything like I was when I first was introduced to USANA, I knew that I wanted more in life. I just didn't know how to get it. So I was definitely in the looking zone. I was very curious as to how I could create something like that in my life, but I didn't know how to get there. Now, the other thing I want to really clear up and talk about this evening is my skepticism. If you're anything like me, 14 years ago, I was very skeptical. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my story as we go through this evening, but I came from a family background of people that were entrepreneurs as well as full-time employees. And just because of my life history with my parents, through the good times and the bad times, I was very much of a skeptic. So I want to encourage you tonight, if that's you, to just open your mind and give me the opportunity to share with you for the next 40 minutes the information that changed my life. Because I can't imagine 14 years ago, if I had been a skeptic and not listened, where I would be today. So as I go into this, clear your mind out. Don't let any past experiences allow that perspective to prejudge, because I will tell you that my goal, again, is just to simply give you information to hopefully empower your life and make it better. In the last 14 years, we've built a dynamic business, my wife and I have, from the comfort of our homes. And our business now spans global. It's actually grown to many countries around the world. And it has been an absolute joy and blessing to be able to work with so many people from around the world that are like-minded, that are entrepreneurial spirit, but they're just looking for a way to create that time freedom and financial freedom that they can't find maybe at a job. So I'm going to cover tonight two major things. These two major things are on the minds of every single person that you know. Whether or not you currently right now in your life, most likely it will be someday. Meaning that health, for instance, is a situation in our life where if it's not at the top of your priorities, it will be one day. Your health, as you've heard many times before, is your most valuable asset. But there will come a point in time where it will be the most important asset in your life. And when it comes to finances, what's interesting about finances, if finances are doing great for you right now, there'll come a point in time when they're not. Maybe you're in a situation right now where you're living paycheck to paycheck. But most importantly, what I love to share with people is how much these two coincide, health and finances. If your health is bad, most likely it's affecting your finances. And if your finances are bad, you're stressed out, and it's affecting your health. And these two major concerns on the minds of people that we talk to daily is where our business allows us to help others. And that's where we generate our income from. So two major issues that are facing all generations today. So I'm going to cover, most importantly, health first. I think health is the dominating trend. You know, a lot of people can make good money in this world, but when it comes to health, everybody will at one point in their life value their health above all other things. And so from a health reality standpoint, and I apologize for the video if this video wasn't on the screen and in the way, you won't be able to see this, but you can kind of decipher the words behind the video screen there. But today's health reality, if you just think about the people that you currently know in your life, if you look at media, watch the TV, listen to advertisements on commercials on TV, what is being bombarded every single day into the minds and the eyes of every person that watches TV? Every billboard that you go by, if you go visit a doctor, what is being prescribed? We are being faced right now with a massive issue in the United States and a global issue. It's a trend that we don't want to see continue, but it's a trend that currently right now we have got to make some major strides forward in a different direction if we want to put a dent and head in the other direction with it. These major leading causes of premature death today are heart disease, cancer, stroke, and diabetes. Almost every single one of you on this call right now at least are dealing with it or know someone close to you that is currently dealing with these issues. And friends, I'm here to tell you that these issues were not the leading causes of premature death 40 years ago. People used to die from pneumonia, tuberculosis, influenza, things you could catch from somebody else. So we've seen a major shift. The question is, what's being done about it? And I'm here to tell you right now, there's a big industry and an incredible business opportunity if you find a way to satisfy a need for the biggest issue that this world is dealing with, and it is our sickness. And that's what I'm here to share with you tonight, is a corporation that's provided a solution to allow your body to start to function on a whole different level so that it can satisfy the demands of what our lifestyles need of it today. So here's our story of USANA. This is our world headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. This is an incredible facility. Everything that USANA manufactures is manufactured in-house. So it's over a 200,000 square foot facility. So all the raw materials are there, all the manufacturing facilities are there, as well as the entire global corporate office is there. This corporation was founded in 1992, so we're celebrating 23 plus years now of the corporation. And I will say, if you ever get a chance to go tour this corporation, it's cutting edge on the leading side of nutrition as well as manufacturing of products. But it's not just the product; it's not just the company. The biggest reason why I get excited about USANA, and that I want to encourage you guys to pay very close attention to this corporation, is because of the founder. Dr. Wentz is unlike any person I've ever met before. He's also got a vision unlike any I've ever seen before. This man is so excited about being able to help people on a global scale. He's devoted his entire life to it. Not only has he devoted his entire life, he's devoted all of his assets, his resources, and all his money he possibly can to try and create a world free from pain and suffering. I know that sounds crazy. I know it says, how can you dream a world free from pain and suffering? But I'll tell you right now, if he does it, who will? Is my first thought that went through my mind. But second of all, it's legit. Dr. Wentz is a gentleman that has spent a vast majority of his life devoted with his time and resources and money towards providing products and services to help you and I, the average consumer, to one, get educated, but two, have a solution to the issues that we're facing today. But don't take my word for it. He's got an incredible track record. And many of you have probably been affected by Dr. Wentz, not infected, affected by Dr. Wentz over the course of your life, and you never even knew it. In 1974, as you can see here on the screen, he started a company called Go Laboratories. Go Laboratories worked with human cells in laboratory, and they developed FDA-approved test kits for infectious diseases. Now, what does that mean? I'll just give you an example. Have you ever heard of mononucleosis, or mono, the kissing disease? Dr. Wentz was the scientist who created the first FDA-approved test kit for mononucleosis over 30 years ago. So if you ever tested for mono, most likely they pulled out one of Go Laboratories test kits off of the doctor's office or clinical office that you were at, and they cotton swabbed your throat and your mouth, and they used his test kit to test to see if you have mono. He went on to develop over 30 different viral test kits that are still sold in the world's marketplace today. And with that science and technology is why he started USANA Health Sciences. He lost his mom to breast cancer, lost his dad to a heart attack. I got to tell you, if you really piece this guy's puzzle together, what you'll realize is he saw a need start to emerge in his own family. He spent his entire life working with infectious diseases. And he realized that he lost his mom and dad to something you couldn't catch from somebody else, heart disease and cancer. So he devoted the rest of his life to providing solutions to the human body. Devoted his entire life to finding the reason and the science behind why our bodies degenerate from the inside out, from these chronic degenerative diseases. We've now celebrated over 23 years in business, but most importantly, what I love about Dr. Wentz is his science and his foundation. In 2007, Dr. Wentz was awarded the Albert Einstein Award in Jerusalem for his contributions to life sciences. Friends, I'm here to tell you, as you compare the products maybe that you've heard about in the marketplace, maybe other corporations that you've heard that are similar to this company, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I was told when I looked at USANA 14 years ago was this. Do your research. The more research you do, the more impressed you're going to become. The reason why USANA is because it starts with its foundation. The founder of USANA, Dr. Wentz, is above all else focused on the science of this corporation, not on the money he can make off the products that are sold. And if you don't believe me, continue to dig. I promise you what you'll find about this corporation is the exact same thing I found. Dr. Wentz just recently was listed by Forbes magazine as the new wellness industry supplement king, as well as a brand new billionaire in our industry. I'm not here to brag that he's rich. What I am here to tell you is this, is the man has devoted his life to this wellness concept. But beyond that, out of his own pocketbook, he's now built 5 hospitals in third world countries to give back medical products as well as procedures to these countries that don't have the opportunity that we have. The gentleman has devoted a massive amount of money and time into Sonavi, one of the rated by USA Today as one of the top 3 detox facilities in the world, out in Baja, Mexico. This gentleman has devoted not just his time to USANA, but he's got his fingers in so many areas around the world trying to really live up to his vision, which is to create a world free from pain and suffering. So again, digging in and finding the research is where it most counts. But when it comes to the science of our product, I'm going to tell you all the research and the foundation of Dr. Wentz really stems from these 2 products right here. This is what we call the essentials. It comes in a blue labeled bottle and a green labeled bottle there. It's what we call our mega antioxidant chelated mineral. It's what every adult over the age of 18 would take on a daily basis. You will not find a more comprehensive and combined package of multivitamin in the world for the cost of what you get with USANA. The box that you see here called the Health Pack is that upgraded version of the multivitamin. It's what I take every single month. It comes in a very convenient AM and PM pack, so you don't have to worry about opening bottles. It's very easy to remember. For you ladies, you can very simply drop into a purse and be out the door. But it's very precisely well balanced, based on science. And it's giving you products that are protecting your cells from these harmful degeneration issues and oxidation that we're dealing with in the world marketplace today. But it's not just for adults. What I love about USANA is they're very focused on the entire family. I myself have 2 children. I have an 8-year-old little boy and a 5-year-old little girl. And it's important to me to know that the products that they're taking and the way that we're feeding them, not only the supplementation, but their food, their diet, their water, their sleep, all these things play a huge role in how your children function for the rest of their life. You know, if you don't take my word for it, I just heard a study on the news today. Shocking. It's that they're finding out that that heavy amounts of sugars and fats in kids' diets are actually leading to high blood pressure and cholesterol. It's like, what's taken the media so long to figure this out, right? So we have a actually prescription prenatal. So this is actually has its own drug number, can be prescribed through physicians. We have what you see here called Body Rocks. It's a teenage version of our multivitamin. And then you have your USANA molds, which is our infant supplementation from 2 years old to 12 years old for about $15, $14 a month in the chewable form. And I'll tell you right now, if you're looking for a quality product for your kids, there's nothing better out there in the marketplace than what you'll find from these products for your entire family, for all generations. But again, don't take my word for it, right? We also have an entire line of optimizers. Now, these optimizers are more specifically designed to help you with your specific issues. So from cardiovascular, nervous, cellular, skeletal issues, every single one of us are different. We're all designed different. We all eat, sleep, and breathe different. We have different activities every day. So the one-size-fits-all multivitamin that exists in the marketplace is coming past, right? We're far more educated today, and we're looking for products that are more specific to our lifestyle. But the best part about this is you don't have to figure this out for yourself. USANA is on the cutting edge of technology, not just on nutrition, but also on the actual IT technology side of things. We have designed a HIPAA-approved health assessment that you can take, confidently knowing that your information is secure. But what USANA will do through their scientific team is they're going to dissect who you are through this health assessment. We're going to find out what your eating habits are. What do you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What types of foods do you eat? How much sleep do you get every day? What's your water intake? Even as far as find out, do you have mercury fillings in your mouth, which are very toxic. But we're going to learn who you are through this health assessment. And what's incredible about this program is in about 10 to 12 minutes, you can get a complete breakdown of 2 major reports. One's going to tell you all the existing situations that you in your life that you need to improve. The second report is going to start to tell you exactly what you can start doing moving forward, how you can start changing those daily habits, and very specifically where to change those habits. And the third thing is actually going to customize for you a nutrition program. This is what we call our My Health Pack. This is unlike any other corporation in the world that's ever done this before. We're the first to ever do it. And now we're providing a customized pharmaceutical-grade nutrition program specifically designed just for you. So instead of going to a local nutrition store and trying to figure out what your mom told you or what you saw at on the TV advertisement, what your doctor said to go buy, you can take a simple health assessment and it can design you a product that's specifically designed just for you. I'm going to tell you right now, I also take one of these as well as a health pack because I understand the importance of feeding my body based on my lifestyle and my habits. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to encourage every single one of you, if you don't do anything this evening, besides one thing, And that's to get back with the person that invited you and get a health assessment link. Take the health assessment. The information is free. It's an incredible opportunity that USANA provides for you as a gift from the associates to you as a guest on our webcast tonight. We're physician approved. We're actually featuring the physician's desk reference. I love working with physicians because many of them are looking for the right alternative medicine to be able to provide their patients. They're kind of getting tired of prescribing drugs that aren't really providing a solution. So they're looking for those alternatives. And to know that USANA is actually in the PDR satisfies a lot of the doubt that a lot of physicians have, that USANA is meeting those higher standards set forth by the pharmaceutical GMPs and guaranteeing that our potency is exactly what's on the label. It's a big guarantee for a lot of physicians. One of the biggest physicians of the world right now, the most watched and trusted doctor in the world, Dr. Oz. You can see here that USANA is now a trusted partner and sponsor of the Dr. Oz Show. Dr. Wentz and Dr. Oz have created an incredible relationship of about the last 3 to 4 years. And it's been really cool to see Dr. Oz speak on our national convention and see that he trusts his own health and the health of the people that he cares about to the wonderful company of USANA as well. But again, science beats conversation. Don't listen to just the words that I speak. I encourage you to do your research. We have more stamps of approval than any corporation I've ever seen in this industry. The NSF certification, the FDA certifications, the Consumer's Choice certifications, the list goes on and on. But more importantly, I will tell you, third-party documentation on our products is this. Over 1,600 products in North America were tested. And of those 1,600 products, as you can see here, they've ranked USANA for over 9 years, the #1 product in North America. And I'll tell you, for me, friends, I used to take a GNC Mega Man product. On a 100-point scale, as you can see here, that GNC Mega Man scored a 21. I spent just under $50 a month on those products. And what I came to find out is the way that the FDA regulates nutrition is way different than how they regulate drugs in this world. So there's a lot of wiggle room that a lot of these nutritional companies have. What they can claim is on the label is actually not inside the tablet. And that's what this chart right here is showing you. They're showing you who's doing it right and who's doing it wrong. This is a complete third-party source. You go buy this book on Amazon. It's called The Comparative Guide to Nutritional Supplements. It costs you about $10. I'll tell you right now, I encourage you guys to go buy it, go read it. But he's listed USANA as the #1 product in North America and is also giving us the gold standard every year that we've been #1, which is since the inception of the book. Again, more documentation. But as important as micronutrients are, micronutrients, your multivitamins, your proflavinols, things for your joints, cardiovascular system, those are very important to the functionality of your body. But so is our weight. So is our weight management. And what we've learned over the last few years is that we've learned a lot about how our bodies function, specifically with the type of foods that we eat. And what we're learning now is that if you want to control your weight, not go on a diet, but to produce in your lifestyle a healthy diet and a better alternative to your healthy food choices, #1, it has to be low glycemic. If you have never heard of the glycemic index, I'll tell you right now, basically what that means is how your body processes the foods and how fast that food is turned into sugar and how fast that sugar causes your insulin to spike. If your insulin is spiking, if your sugar is spiking, then it's causing that overproduction of insulin, and insulin is a fat storage hormone. So if you're eating high glycemic foods, I'm telling you right now, you're telling your body to store fat. So what you first of all have to do is learn how to eat low glycemic. And that's one of the first things that we do with USANA is we teach you what it means to eat low glycemic foods. And it's very easy. You're not starving yourself. You just have to learn the difference. I'll tell you right now, a bag of Doritos, very high glycemic, right? Bananas, lower glycemic. So it's very simple. If it grows naturally from the earth, it's most likely it's going to be a lower glycemic scale. If it's unnaturally produced in a bag, on a can, on a shelf somewhere, it's probably most likely going to be high glycemic. I love what some of our doctors talk about. Some of the jokes they make is, I've never seen a donut tree, right? It's most likely high glycemic. But you also have that right ratios of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and sugars. You know, there's a lot of talk about the no-carb diets. I'm going to tell you right now, friends, listen, your body needs carbs to function. The important thing is the right types of carbohydrates. And it's about getting educated and teaching yourself so that your body can be best protected from those things. And this is where it all leads up to for our food lines is our reset program. A lot of people say, well, Brian, what do I do? How do I fix this? We have a reset program that literally is a 5-day jumpstart. So if you want to really take control of your health and jumpstart and get rid of those carbohydrate cravings that I'm talking about, because sometimes it's hard. I was one of those guys that loved chips and salsa. I'm from San Antonio. So that was my midnight snack, if you will. I'd be in my pantry getting chips and salsa. I had to break that habit because literally chemically, my body was craving those foods at certain hours of the day. And so the reset program is a 5-day jumpstart to help you kick that carbohydrate craving. I encourage every single one of you, if you're really looking to jumpstart your weight loss or jumpstart a healthier diet, that's the best way to do it. But don't just take my word for it. Again, products, the proof is in the product. You got to try it out. A few years back, some of the top scientists in the world came to Dr. Wentz and said, you have got to produce what you've done for the inside of the body when it comes to nutrition. You need to do the exact same thing for the outside of the body. He said, listen, I don't want to get into skincare. They said, no, you don't understand. What you're doing for the human cell, you need to do for the largest organ that we have, which is our skin. So he took a blank check to his scientist, and he said, you guys go create a pharmaceutical-grade nutrition for our skin. Friends, I'm here to tell you that USANA cracked the code. We're a completely paraben-free product line, so there's none of the harmful preservatives that most of those other companies use out there. It's far safer for children to use as well. But men especially, it's just as good for you as it is for females. So we have a cleanser, toner, an entire skincare line, as well as shampoo, a shower pack, shampoo, conditioner, shower gel. Men, I'm here to tell you, I'm 37 years old. I've been using this product for 14 years. If I zoomed in really close, you'll be able to see I don't have crow's feet. The wrinkles, the only reason I got wrinkles is because I look like this a lot. I get those wrinkles in my forehead. But the moment they're gone, I look down, like normally they're gone. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Men, I heard some great advice one day a long time ago. He said, you better use these products. You better feed the human cells on your face too. Being a guy, although it might not seem manly, you need to preserve the sexy, right? But here's what's most important, is there's going to come a point in time in your life, you're going to be 60 years old. You're going to be looking 80. Your wife's going to be looking 40. So I encourage you to use these products. I actually use the cleanser as a shaving cream because I know it's healthy for my skin. I use a toner as an aftershave. There's no harmful burn. I'll tell you right now, if you've never applied good skincare to your skin, men, after you shave your face, when you apply the toner, you'll feel that your skin just literally just suck up that toner, and you'll really start to realize how desperate your human cells are in your skin for good quality nutrition. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Again, proof's in the pudding. I encourage you guys to try this product out. Lastly, we have our energy drink. This is a huge fad right now, and I'm here to tell you that USANA has provided a healthier alternative to our energy drinks. This is a cleaner, smarter, and stronger program. Cleaner because we don't have all the harmful sugars that these other corporations have in here or in their products. Smarter because we're incorporating a lot more nutrition into it. And stronger, most importantly, because we have things like CoQ, coquinone. Coquinone is a natural, it actually helps your body's mitochondria in the human cell naturally produce the ATP, which is your natural energy of your body. So this product of our Rev3 energy drink is not just a sugar spike like other companies promise you and you get the jitters. This is a natural program that when you use this product, it's going to naturally allow your body to produce its own energy, but also give it that nice calm increase of energy and then also steady decline. You're not going to have a crazy spike with a horrible crash. Again, I encourage you to try it out. It's one of my most favorite products. I use this as a pre-workout. I use it in the morning to wake myself up. I drink about one a day, sometimes two if it's a really busy day. But I will tell you, you're going to absolutely love it. It also comes in a stick pack that you can just add to a bottle of water, or you can get in the canned version here, which got a fantastic flavor. Listen, when it comes to trusted, when it comes to listening to those that cannot deal with corporations that can say one thing out of one side of their mouth and not produce a product like they promise. Friends, I'm here to tell you that the beauty of USANA is we are science-based. We now have partnered with over 700 professional Olympic athletes from around the world that are now solely trusting their health to USANA. And I'll tell you, for anybody that's in this world today that's more concerned about what they put in their system, it's athletes, professional as well as Olympic athletes. And the reason why is because they're tested daily. If they're ever tested positive for any type of doping substance, listen, friends, the important thing about their career is they lose everything. So they cannot jeopardize. They cannot take the chance to put anything into their body that's not the highest of the highest quality. USANA is that corporation that now promises to these athletes, as professional or Olympic, that they would never test positive for a doping substance from our product. I'll tell you, there's no other nutritional company in the world that's ever been able to step up to this day and put that brand behind that slogan behind their brand. But it's not just individual athletes. As you see at the screen, it's entire organizations. The WTA, which houses more than any other organization in the world of the top female tennis players from around the world, is now partnered with USANA because they came looking for a corporation that could actually provide their athletes the highest quality nutrition, but could guarantee it. And they said nobody else in the world can guarantee what we need besides USANA. So it's not just the individuals, it's entire organizations. And I'll tell you, I'm going to have to close this down for a second so you can see it. But we're the only corporation to this day that now offers a $1 million athlete guarantee. So for those athletes that are out there in the world that are looking for a corporation that can back you up, I personally work with a lot of athletes. I know one of our stars right now is Mookie. Mookie just joined our team just a few weeks ago, just from Oklahoma University up there in Oklahoma. He's a Sooner, Boomer Sooner. But that's what he was looking for, was a high-quality product that could guarantee that what was on the label was actually inside of that label, inside of that tablet. And he wanted a $1 million athlete guarantee, knowing that whatever happened in his life, as long as he took care of his body, that he would not have to worry about his supplementation from his nutrition. If you're an athlete in the world today and you're looking for a good, healthy alternative for what's out there in the marketplace, you need to check out USANA and ask about the $1 million athlete guarantee. So, friends, I'm here to tell you I'm about halfway done. I'm going to speed up on this last part because I'm going to tell you this is the part that I absolutely love. I start to talk fast. If I go too fast for you, jot down notes. This webcast is being recorded. It will be able to be available to you if you want to review it through our YouTube page. But most importantly is this. This second part for me is the part that if you would have told me 14 years ago that I would be a stay-at-home parent, my wife and I would be able to raise our children from home, we'd have a business that spans into 9 countries around the world, we'd be earning a multiple 6-figure income and now have surpassed $1 million in commissions with our corporation, I would have laughed pretty hard because I had never in my life ever met somebody that had generated really any serious income from a home-based business, let alone ever met somebody that ever was on the front of a magazine cover or had earned some substantial 6-figure income from a corporation. I was highly skeptical. But I'll tell you the number one reason why I built a belief in this business is because I built a belief in the product. I used the product. I got my family on the product. And I put the product to the test. And I wanted to make sure that this product was something I could get behind. If you're skeptical, I'm on the same side as you. I know exactly where you are. But if you're looking for a product that really help you lose weight, help you feel better, maybe get rid of some wrinkles in your skin, but do it in a natural, healthy way that's guaranteed with the best product line in the marketplace, you need to try USANA. Now, once you find a commitment, once you find a belief that these products are good, there's an incredible business model behind this. And I encourage you right now to really dig deep into what your financial reality is. Because, friends, if you're anything like me, here's me when I was 4 years old. I was raised in a household with 2 incredibly fantastic parents. My parents taught me to work hard for a living. My dad was an Iowa farm boy, literally sun up to sundown. He went to the Air Force, retired after 22 years. After that, had multiple careers. My mom was in the medical field for 30 plus years. My parents provided 3 of their children, myself, my brother, and my sister, an incredible life growing up. We never felt like we didn't have enough. We had plenty. We weren't rich, we weren't wealthy, but we were perfect. But I'm here to tell you, my dad and my mom are both entrepreneurs on the side. They always had some type of home-based business. And for those of y'all that can look real close to these shelves in the back of this picture, yeah, some of y'all recognize some of those boxes. Some of you youngsters on the webinar won't understand what those are. But my parents were involved with one of the largest network marketing corporations my entire life. For almost 20 years of my life growing up, my parents were involved with the home-based business. They didn't make a whole lot of money. They made some good income, but it wasn't a whole lot. They had great tax advantages from home. But I'll tell you, most importantly for me, as I've looked back at my life, here's one of the biggest valuable lessons that I learned from my parents, is they were smart because there's a lot more that this industry offers than just earning a paycheck. Friends, listen, by starting a home-based business, you're going to open the door for thousands of dollars of legitimate legal tax deductions that without even making a dime in your business, you're immediately ahead in your taxes because you're able to claim a lot of your personal deductions now that you currently spend as just typical expenses. You can now write off as your personal deductions. My parents taught me to work hard. This is my dad, all the way up until the day we lost him about 3 years ago. My dad worked a full-time job even after his Air Force career, retired, went into the banking industry, retired as a vice president of a bank before we lost him. But we always had a full-time ranch. We raised purebred Beefmaster cattle. We also had a hay farm. So although that you don't see me wearing boots and a nice shirt today, I'll tell you right now, I was raised farming. I was raised ranching. I was raised digging post holes, but I was taught to get an education. And that's what I did. I was taught you can get ahead in life if you work hard. So what I do, I went to school. I got good grades. I got a degree. and I went out there looking for a good, safe, secure job. I went to school at Texas Tech University and got my background and my degrees in finance and marketing. Finally got a job with Wells Fargo very shortly after graduating, and here I was as a personal banker working in finance for a financial institution, dealing with customers and clients on a daily basis. And friends, I'm here to tell you I wasn't very excited about it. After my first 12 months in the industry, I realized that 40 to 60 hours a week for the next 40 years of my life was not something I was interested in doing, especially having to work for somebody else. Now listen, I'm not knocking having a job. That job saved my life. It helped me pay my bills. It helped me get out a lot of the holes that I dug through college. But what I'm here to tell you is keeping a job for the rest of your life, anticipating that job to give you freedom. Friends, if you just pay 1 ounce of attention to what's going on in our financial economy today, well, here's one of the biggest questions that I was asked. Who do you know in your life that has worked a job for the last 40 to 50 years of their life, is turning 65 years old, and still has $100,000 a year in their bank account coming into their accounts after retirement? Friends, unfortunately, what's happening to our economy today is people are being laid off, and our economy is on a major downturn. Where it started was our recession almost 7 years ago. Now, if you think about this recession had a huge downturn for a lot of people, not just in their stock, but in their job place. I have more and more friends in my life today that have master's degrees that are waiting tables and bartending. Why is that? Because they can make more money than what the job force is going to offer them by getting a career. They'd rather wait tables and bartend because they make more money doing so. Over half of the college graduates today are jobless or unemployed. How has the economy changed? Absolutely. I'm here to tell you tonight, you got to open your eyes up. If you're still running like the horse is with their blinders on, just being whipped from the back, hoping that you finish the race, you got to open up the eyes. You got to take the blinders off and look at what's going on in the world around you. Thank goodness 14 years ago, I took the blinders off and started paying attention. I started reading a lot. One of the wealthiest guys I know in my life today, Matt Ryan, one of the first things he told me was, Brian, you got to be willing to read. And I said, dude, I don't like to read. He says, I'm going to tell you right now, Brian, wealthy people read. He was right. And it was because of that comment that I set forth out on reading tons of books, because I didn't want to be one of these people. I didn't want to be roughly one of the 76% of Americans that live paycheck to paycheck. I didn't want to have to be following Dave Ramsey and just hoping to put $10,000 aside. And that was my biggest goal in life. That was my first goal in life. I didn't want to be that person when I was 40, 50, 60 years old. If you're 18 watching this for the first time, if you're in your 20s watching it for the first time, I'll tell you one of the other difficult things I had to go through was you got to take the 4 to 5 closest people that you know in your life and think about who those that you are associating with every single day. If those 4 to 5 people that you associate with most in your life are making $30 to $40 to $50,000 a year, I can pretty much guarantee you the type of income you're going to make is $30 to $40 to $50,000 a year. If you have friends that do investments, most likely you're going to do investments. If you have friends that do real estate, most likely you're going to do real estate. But I'm going to tell you right now, the odds are stacked against you in almost everything that you do. And what I love about this industry is the people that I hang out with in this industry are 7-figure earners. These are people that make about $1 million a year in a home-based industry. And I'm here to tell you right now that you people that you're associating with are the type of people that are looking to create a 6-figure multiple stream income from this business model. They want to get out of this 76% of Americans. I love what this says. Go to work, get paid. Don't go to work, guess what happens? Don't get paid. Friends, I'm going to teach you one of the secrets that I learned is you have to learn how to create residual income in your life. Linear income means you go to work and you get paid to go to work. If you don't go to work, what happens? You don't get paid. Residual income is an income that continues to come in after the work is done. So you do a job once, you can continue to get paid over and over and over and over again. I don't do anything in my life unless it creates residual income. USANA helps you create a residual income. For the last 14 years of my life, my wife and I have been devoted to creating a business model that creates residual income. So I'll tell you, so when life happens, you're not so stressed out about losing a job because then you lose your income. When life happens and your residual income is strong, you don't have to worry about your money. You can go handle life. If there's anything I can tell you to focus on in your life right now is to build the residual income. And the person that's invited you to look at USANA, to me, is the most sound business opportunity that I've ever seen. And trust me, after earning $1 million with USANA, I've had a lot of friends and family come to me and say, man, you got to check out my great opportunity. It's the greatest thing in the world. I've looked at a lot of things. I've signed up with a lot of people. I've evaluated a lot of numbers. I'm a finance guy. That's my gifting. And I tear numbers apart. And I'll tell you right now, mathematically and logically, there is not a better opportunity in the world that I know of that can help you create the residual income that you want with the least amount of time and input that's out there that's available in the marketplace than a business model with USANA. So the question is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to be like me, go to school, get grades, get a job, and hope that the next 40 years is going to work out? Hope Social Security and Medicare are going to be there for you? I'll tell you right now, don't keep your head in the hole. The ostrich never wins. Friends, I'm here to tell you this is one of the greatest assets that I was ever taught as a banker. This chart right here is a chart that we used to teach customers of ours at the bank. I used to have people all the time and we say, Brian, I want to set up a retirement program. And I would go to take their money, put it in the bank, and set up a retirement program for them. There's a big reason why a lot of people don't understand the value of a USANA business. And I'm going to show you with this chart the value of a USANA business. Currently, right now, you have two options to create residual income. Save a whole heck of a lot of money in hopes that your retirement programs or your investments, whether in real estate, stocks, bonds, whatever, in hopes that your investments will generate you a return that's residual. Put a lot of money in the bank account, you're going to get paid interest. Buy enough homes, you're going to earn a little bit of residual every month of each home. Put in stocks and bonds, hopefully you make a little bit of increase in your stock and bonds. I'm going to tell you right now, the second option is to learn how to leverage time as opposed to just leveraging money. So when people say to me, Brian, I got a USANA business, I'm making $100 a week. I'm not very successful. Let me show you what $100 a week looks like if you try and save your way there. If you just try to earn $200 a month, $200 a month, top left corner. Friends, in today's interest marketplace, you have to save $500,000 for the banks to pay you $200 a month in interest payments. Just think about that for a second. If you want to retire on your money, you're going to save $500,000, and the bank's going to give you $200 a month for it. Can you live on $200 a month? Absolutely not. As I ask this question to hundreds upon thousands of people, and I say, well, how much money then would you need to retire? If I were willing to give you a blank check today, one every single month for the rest of your life, how much money would you want to retire on? Think about that for a second. I have people all the time say $6,000 a month. $6,000 a month and I could retire. Okay, $6,000 a month. Let's just go right down here to $5,000 a month next to the $10,000 mark. Friends, if you wanted to retire on $6,000 a month, let's just go with $5,000 a month. Look how much money you would have to save in a 0.5% interest marketplace of what we have today. That's right. Those aren't decimals. Those are commas. $12 million. If you want to retire on a six-figure income, you're going to need $24 million in the bank. Friends, right now, if you earn $30,000 a year, let me give you a perspective. You're going to save every dime you've ever made for 100 years, and you still won't be there. Friends, I'm here to tell you there's a difference between making a couple $100s in a business that pays you residual income off of the efforts of time than trying to save your way or invest your way to get it there another way. So the value of USANA, not to knock saving money. Trust me, I've got investments, I've got real estate, but the fastest way I could get there was to create a business model that was able to leverage the efforts and times of others to create a massive residual income to then allow me to use that money to catapult me into that other category where my investments can actually do some damage to my pocketbook and I wasn't getting interest payments of $12 a month like I used to growing up. You follow me? So what I started to do is I started to read. I got very interested in reading. And these are some of the guys that I started to read and follow. Donald Trump wrote an incredible book I encourage you to read called Why We Want You to Be Rich. He partnered with Robert Kiyosaki, who's the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Bill Gates, I love what he said about this industry. Warren Buffett actually owns 2 network marketing companies. He actually wrote if you haven't read his book, I encourage you to. Robert Kiyosaki currently right now, actually I got his book right here, I'll show you. Came out with a new book called Second Chance. I'm going to tell you, if you haven't read this book, I'm going to encourage you to go get it. Go get it on Amazon. I don't get any proceeds. I wish I did. But I'll tell you, this book's going to change your perspective on working a job for your entire life. He's saying 2016 is going to be a very interesting year for the average person who thinks having a job with a 401k is a safe, secure way of taking care of their finances. He says the best, most important place you can put yourself right now before 2016 hits is in a position where you can go create your income as opposed to allowing it to be set forth by somebody else. Friends, I'm here to tell you, he outlines a lot of different things in this book about Social Security have to be, by law, be paid out by 2016 to every single Social Security person. There are a lot of things right now that's just going to change in 2016. I encourage you to go get that book immediately. Here's what I do know is 94% of you, that number's covered up, 94% of you can see it. 94% of you in this that are watching this webinar right now are entrepreneurs. You're entrepreneurs at heart. You're the type of person that says, if I could, I would. If it wasn't to have to keep my job to pay bills, I'd be my own boss. I'd create my own company. I just don't know how. I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, I don't have the talent or the skill. One of the beauties about this home-based industry is it provides a system that can teach you. The person invited to this webcast can introduce you to their team, to this USANA business model. They can teach you the system as to how they're creating their income, how I created the income. It's all the same system. But I know deep down that every single one of you, at least 94% of you, want to be your own boss. And if you want to take my advice for anything, I would highly encourage you to check out the health and wellness industry. It's a booming industry. There's only been 5 industries in the entire world that have ever hit $1 trillion, and the wellness industry will be the next one. It's set to supersede the $1 trillion mark in 2016. It's over a $900 billion industry right now. Those are from products and services that people purchase when they're not technically sick. It's things that you currently buy right now for your household. And more with our sickness industry, as more and more people realize about the healthcare problems, are turning to alternative ways of getting healthy. So the industry is only expanding. And more importantly is this. Of the 76 million baby boomers, of the 1 billion baby boomers worldwide that are driving this trend right now, you got to understand, they had kids. They had a lot of kids. And those children are also more focused about their toxic world and their toxic economy. They're more focused on living a healthier lifestyle than even their parents were. So friends, this trend is not just a trend that's booming right now. It's a trend that's here to stay. And it's going to stay for a long time. So I encourage you to get into it. I love what Paul Zane Pilzer says. If you haven't read his book, The Perfect Storm of Opportunity, he talks about the creation of 10 million new millionaires in the United States alone just by the wellness industry. I read this guy's book 7 years ago. And I remember thinking to myself, 10 million new millionaires. My goodness. Wouldn't it be awesome to say that I've created $1 million in my life from the home-based wellness industry? Isn't that nuts? 7 years later, my wife and I have accomplished that. Friends, of the entire industry, all the industries in the world today, check this out. The NFL, global sales, 9.5 billion. Music industry, 15 billion. Video gaming, just look at the numbers. The industry of network marketing, $170 billion in revenue. Now, let me just smash something for you for a second, because I've heard this a million times, and I even said it myself. Well, it's because the people at the top make all the money. Friends, let me tell you something. There might be 100 people in this entire industry globally that make 7 figures a year. $1 million a year. That's 1,000 million, right? If you did 100 of them at $1 million a year, that's 1,000 million, right? If you subtract that, you're still looking at $168 billion left over for the rest of us to handle. Friends, listen, the bottom line about this is there's plenty of money to go around. This industry is so big and so ever expanding that if you have the closed mind to think that I can't make any money, the beauty about this industry is this. In 2013, if you look at this industry, these corporations, this industry shared $71 billion of their global sales back to their associates in the field. Does your corporation do that? Mine did, that I worked for. So my question is, are you in a situation in your life where you're looking for a change? I was in a situation where I said, you know what, I could afford to do something different. Maybe not just quit my job immediately, but if I could start part-time, following a system that was proven, that had products that I could trust, that I could get my family and friends on, I could stand behind because I believe in them. If there was a business model that I could apply and hopefully create an income on the side that could maybe pay for my car payment, maybe help me save a little money, I could put some, over 20% down on my home so I can get rid of my PMI. Whatever the case might be, I'm not saying to go quit your job tomorrow. But I'm telling you, if you're looking right now, if the time for change is now in your life, I encourage you to look at USANA. We are a publicly traded corporation in the New York Stock Exchange. Our ticker is USNA. Just take the middle A out of USANA. Go look at our stock. Go review the investor's background on it. Go take a look at what our founders are making, what our executives are making. I'll tell you right now, if you go look more into Dr. Wentz, you're going to be quite fond of what you find about him. So let me keep this simple. What's your plan? You know, when I graduated college and 23 years old, I was $16,000 in credit card debt. I did what I was told. I got my degree and I went to go get a high-paying, safe, secure job with benefits, right? Started working that job as a financial advisor for one of the largest global financial institutions. And I found myself in a situation where I was still in debt, working 40 to 60 hours a week, paycheck to paycheck, taking home about $350, $400 a week if I was lucky. And I was in a hole that I couldn't dig out of. Got married, we got pregnant, bought our first home. Little 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. There was a massive stretch of $1,300 a month for our mortgage payment. But I knew at a young age that I needed to buy a house. I wanted to start investing in my home instead of still renting a home. Fast forward a couple of years, we had 2 children, upgraded our house a little bit. I'll tell you bottom line, what's crazy, we got the opportunity to buy a 4-bedroom home with a study so I could work my business from home. I was able to quit my job. I surpassed the $60,000 to $7,000 a year income mark with USANA. My wife and I left our job, started to raise our children from home. And we got real serious about our business. Surpassed the 6-figure mark, became general directors, supported an incredible team. Like many of you are doing, fast forward now 8 years, 9 years into the business, really pursuing this hard since January 2007. As of 2 months ago, my wife and I's house burned down. We lost everything that we own, everything. We were both gone. Luckily, our children were with us. Our dog was at home. It's been a tough thing to have lost our dog. But for any of you that's ever gone through tragedy in life like this, where you lose everything, or maybe you're suffering from a health condition, maybe you have a mom and dad that are getting older, and you have situations in your life that become tragic, and it takes a lot of time away from your life. Maybe you lose a job and your income's gone. I don't know what it is, but here's what I know about life, is that it happens. And when it happens, I'm going to tell you right now, I look back on my life over the last few years, and I thank God that I took the time to take this business serious when I had the time. Even though I thought I was busy, I have a lot of people say, my goodness, Brian, you've got a huge business. You're so busy with everything you're doing, and you just lost your home and everything that you own to a house fire. How do you have the time to take care of this stuff every day? And friends, I'm here to tell you, no matter what goes on in your life, if you have to, you'll figure out a way. You guys are all capable. Every single one of you that's watching this is capable. And you guys are all hard workers. Many of you probably work harder than I do every day. So don't tell me it's because you don't have any time. Because it's important enough, you'll figure out a way. Don't tell me that's because you don't have any money. Because I'll tell you right now, every single one of you spend money on completely wasteful things on a daily basis. It's the reason why Starbucks is in business. What I'm here to tell you is this, or here to ask you is, do you have a plan? If your plan's not working, like mine wasn't working, if your plan's in a situation where you're looking at it going, my savings account's not where I thought it was going to be 5 years ago, here's my one encouragement to you. Maybe you should try our way. Maybe you should just take a serious look at it. Get with the person that invited you out to it. Get on the phone with me or the person that they're working with. Go find in their team someone who's making a serious income. Get on the phone and ask your questions. Dig in, dig deep, dig your heels into this puppy, and see if it's really is what I tell you that it is. Because if what you're doing ain't working, it's real simple. Maybe you should try our way. Thank goodness I did, because I'll tell you, the last 2 months of our life, my wife and I now, the room you see behind us is a rent house. So it's not even my home. We literally lost everything. And we're in the process of rebuilding our entire home right now, our entire family, our entire life. We have 2 kids that are in school. We had to handle all these crazy things that just came out of nowhere. In less than 3 hours, our life was destroyed, and we had to figure it out. And if you're in a situation in your life where you're there right now, I'm going to tell you, I sympathize for you. And I encourage you to take a very serious look at USANA. If you're not in a situation where your life's like that right now, if money's good, time's good, you think life's great, I'm going to encourage you to seriously turn up the heat, turn it up a notch, find that 5th gear in your life, and you better crank out some residual income somewhere, because it is an inevitable fact that life will happen. Tragedy will happen. It happens to everybody. And if you think by sticking your head in the ground it ain't going to happen to you, you're crazy. So my encouragement to you, if life's good, is now's the time to work your butt off like I did when life was good. Because when life happens, you're okay, right? So here's how simple this is. Most people that look at this opportunity are either one of 3 people. Type 1 person says, you know what? I'm going to try these products. All right. You're going to go to the person that invited you to this webinar and say, I get it. You've been trying to get me on USANA products for 3 months. I'm going to try them. I'm going to take the health assessment. I'm going to take these shakes. I'm going to use them. I'm going to take my supplementation. Heck, give me the skincare. I'll try that out too. I'm gonna give it to my wife. Whatever the case is, try the product. Put it to the test. That's the best thing I encourage you to do if that's where you are as the number one person. Type 2 person says, you know what? I want to try the products, but I have family and friends that probably want to try this too. I can tell you right now, I've got family and friends that will probably be very interested in getting healthy, maybe making some extra money. Tell me about the referral program. How can I become an associate of USANA? How can I share this information with my family and friends? And how can I generate enough money to get my products for free? If that's you, you're a type 2 person. That's where I started. I wanted to make enough money where I didn't have to spend my money on my products every month. I figured if I could cut even or break even every month, then everything from that point on was fluff, right? I was in the black, ready to rock and roll. If you're a type 3 person, you're on the entrepreneur track. You're the type of person that looks at this and says, no, teach me more. I want to make 6 figures a year. I get it. I got to build this puppy up. It's going to probably take some little time and some hard work, but I want to make some serious income. If that's you, you're a type 3 person. Let me show you what this looks like. On a weekly basis, let me move this real fast for you. I'm almost done. Got 2 slides left. On a weekly basis, this is our North American average earnings statement, meaning that this is what we have to put out to the marketplace because of our being publicly traded. If you're a type 3 person, which is the entrepreneur track, this is the category that you're looking for. My wife and I are what they call Emerald Directors. This is the average annual income of an Emerald Director. As you can see, the weekly average is about $4,500 a week. We get paid every Friday. We don't get paid every month. We get paid every Friday. It's beautiful. The average person that gets involved with USANA that wants to take this track and take it serious shoots for that first mark, what they call a Gold Director. A Gold Director, friends, look at this, earns about $1,200 a week in part-time business. I'll tell you right now, how would you like to be in a situation where your one paycheck per week and your home-based part-time gig pays your mortgage payment? Friends, the other 3 paychecks a month, you can go stash off in an investment account some way or invest in some more real estate or do something smart with it. For those of you that are type 3 people, this is the thing that you're looking for, is you want to accomplish that Gold Directorship as fast as you can. For those of y'all that are being invited to this webinar, many of the people that are inviting you are already Gold Directors. And they're pursuing already a very significant income. For you part-timers, like I was, I just wanted to create a little bit of part-time income. I want to pay off my credit card bills, right? Apply that extra $200 to $300 a month to my credit card. The average person that achieves this makes about $15,000 a year. Now, some of you go, $15,000 a year, that's not a whole lot of money. You don't think it's a whole lot of money? Friends, that's almost $300 a week. $300 a week, increase your income, $300 a week right now. What would you do with that income? I'll tell you what I would do. I'd pay off my car. One of the biggest depreciated assets that you have in your life is your car payment. The fastest way you can get rid of it is paying it off as fast as you can. I'll tell you, if any of you guys know Matt Ryan, so the first thing he tells you to become financially free is to pay off your car. It's a depreciated asset, most likely you're paying incredible interest rates on it. You want to know what $300 a week does for you? It pays off your car. It pays off your car and it allows you to buy a new car and pay it off. Pay off your wife's car, your spouse's car. Most people that join that part-time basis are looking for that extra $15,000 a year. If that's you, I'm going to tell you right now, the cool thing about our business model is it's so doable. It's incredibly easy. We have a ton of people that create that very part-time $300 a week income in this business. So I encourage you, when you look down and sit down and look at this business, to find out what it takes to earn that first $300 a week and create a solid income of $300 a week in your business. My entire goal tonight, if you remember back when we first started this webinar, was this. I want to introduce you to a corporation that could help give you a paradigm shift. They could maybe give you a different perspective, number one, on this industry. So if you were skeptical, hopefully I shed some light to give you at least a direction to go find some research. Go buy this book. It has nothing to do with USANA. It's an industry book that I promise you will change your financial life, right? So if you're a skeptic, I hope I encourage you from a financial brain to think logically about where you are financially and go take a look at this industry. If you're in a situation where your health is failing or you know somebody that is, my goal is to help impress upon you some information that USANA might be able to help your body get healthy. Friends, my goal tonight was to help you break free. I'll tell you right now, my wife and I are free. We're homeless, but we're free. We don't have the financial chains that people have. We're able to take our kids and pick them up from school every day. You know, when your house burned down, we're able to take care of it. We're not stressed out. We're not having to call our boss and asking them to take off tomorrow and another day and another day and another day and another day because we have insurance issues or we got to take phone calls or whatever the case is. My encouragement to you tonight is, if you're watching this, take a very serious look at USANA. Treat this information very seriously. Get back with the person that invited you out to this tonight and let them know if you're a 1, 2, or 3. If you just want to try the product, fantastic. Welcome to the incredibly healthy family of USANA. If you're a type 2 person that wants to just refer products and get your products paid for, fantastic. I encourage you, and I hope that you are successful beyond your wildest dreams. And if you're a type 3 person that says, no, I really want to make some serious money, I want to put a dent in my children's lives, I want to break free, I want to break the chains of financial destitute that maybe I've been carrying in my family for decades, I really want to say congratulations. I'm excited for your future. If you're working with anybody in my business, and even the people that know me through this webinar, I'd be glad to do any phone call if you guys want to chat with me. One of the beauties you're going to learn about USANA is how much of a family we are. I'll do anything I can to help you out. I'll be available for phone calls, 3-ways, FaceTimes, webinars, Skypes, whatever. I just hope you guys treat it seriously. Take a good look at USANA. And I encourage you and challenge you to really dig your heels in and do something now about changing your financial and your health reality, because life will happen. And I hope 2016 doesn't hit you hard. I hope you hit it hard because you took some time in 2015 to do something about it. Brian Bohlke in San Antonio signing off. Love you guys. Have a fantastic week. Make it a great evening and get a good night's sleep. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.